Hi, I'm Cassandra. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you all the tips and tricks that I have learned for filming my bullet journal plan with me videos. I've been filming bullet journal videos since March of 2019, and I've made a lot of mistakes and I've learned a lot of things. And so I want to take the knowledge that I have gained from my years of experience and give it all to you. There are a couple of different topics that I want to cover in this video, the first being the actual recording setup, because that is the most important thing, second only to the journal and the artwork itself. Now, up until my last video, I have been using my phone to film all my top-down shots. I would use this cheap clamp that I got off Amazon and just clip it to my desk. I would use an extension cord for my charger for my phone, wouldn't die, and film that way. I got good shots and it was convenient for little old lazy me to just be able to put the phone on there, hit the record button, and just draw. However, I do think it's important to mix up the camera angles to not only show the art from different perspectives, but also to keep the viewers engaged. You don't want just a top-down shot and a long time lapse. It's boring, trust me. I made videos like that. They're just not as engaging. And so I added a camera and a tripod to the setup. It would sit on the left side of me and I would record from the camera for the side angle and my phone from the top-down shot. Now, this was a pain, I will admit. So not only did I have to avoid my head in my top-down shot, but now I had to avoid my head in my side angle, and I had to avoid bumping into the camera, and I couldn't even sit parallel to my journal. I had to like sit sideways for my camera to get the shot, and then I was like drawing like sideways. It was a pain, okay? But it was a pain I was willing to go through. But the other downfall of using my camera was it has a 30-minute time maximum. So every time I heard the camera click off, I lost about 15 seconds of footage, and then I would have to restart the camera. It wasn't that big of a deal, but it was still kind of annoying. But the thing is, you don't need two different cameras to get different angles. You can just use your one recording device and move it around. So I could move my phone clamp to different angles. However, I'm really lazy. So recording with two devices was best for me because it was efficient and I'm lazy. Okay? That's literally the only reason why I use two different cameras, is because I don't feel like having to move my one camera, you know? Now, the most important tip that I will be sharing with you today, so if you watch no more of this video, just listen to this, please, I beg of you. Lock your auto focus on whatever device you are using, whether it's your phone, your camera, just lock the dang autofocus. Put the journal under your camera, focus it on the journal, and turn off the autofocus, because autofocuses on cameras and on phones are fantastic. They focus really well. Their autofocus is brilliant. In fact, too brilliant to the point where it will focus on your hand instead of the journal. And when you speed up a clip where the focus is going from your hand to the journal, it's like a flickering of unfocused disaster. So do yourself a favor and lock your autofocus, for you don't lose the amount of footage that I have by not having your autofocus locked. And it's a super easy thing too. It's just literally a click of a button. And it keeps your thing in focus the entire time, so you don't even have to worry about it. It's a win-win-win. And it's only a lose if you forget to do it, which I have. Now, if you're using your phone to record your journal, make sure that you have it plugged in at all times. That way it's not gonna die during recording. The only thing you have to worry about is bumping your cord, which will then shake your phone. So then you just have to like pause and wait for it to settle down again. And then if you're using a camera, make sure you have two different batteries. That way while you're using the one, the other one can be charging, and then when the one in the camera dies, you can just swap them out really easily. And kind of like that continuous loop of, okay, that one's dead, and we'll just kind of rotate it. So that's another big tip. That way you don't have to like wait for your camera battery to charge, and you just have to stop recording. Also, with recording top-down shots, everyone knows how annoying they are to get good top-down shots. So don't be afraid to be a little DIY queen and just figure out what works for you. I recently, in my last video, only used my camera as my top-down shot, and that is because I tied my tripod onto my desk with rope. So how my desk design is, I have this little like top shelf thing, and so I made use of it. However, when I was at college, my desk wasn't like that, and so I would use my tripod and my phone clamp and clamp the phone clamp to the tripod, so then I had that going for me. So you just have to be a little creative to get the shots you need. I know some people use like stacks of books, or like tape their phone to a ruler and then tape the ruler to like the stack of books. You just have to kind of figure out what works. But for me, with how my desk works, I'm able to just tie my tripod for my top-down shot. That way I don't have to work with like those stick things that you have to counterbalance with sandbags, and they always tip over, and it's just a pain because I have a heavy DSLR camera. And so a tripod and a bit of rope did the trick for me. My next tip is going to be about lighting, which is also a pain. Now, every single section in this video, I will tell you, is a pain, okay? It's like the technical bits that you don't really want to deal with, right? You just want to record your art and put it on YouTube and have people see it, right? In all its glory. I just want to do the art. I don't want to have to deal with all this technical other stuff, but it is a necessary evil. And once you have it figured out, you really don't have to change anything. And like I said, with my camera, I didn't change any camera setups until 2 years later. So once you figure out what works, just stick with it. And then if you find a way to improve it, then you improve upon it. But for lighting, a lot of people use ring lights, which is brilliant, and I eventually want to get a ring light for I can have nice and even bright lighting. But for now, I just use 2 different lamps on either side of my desk, and I position them to have the least amount of shadows in my shot. However, no matter how good you think your lighting setup, the second you put it in a editing software, it's not gonna look as perfect as it does in real life, right? So there's this magical thing called post-production editing. Color correction. Color correction is your best friend. Oh my goodness. I cannot believe that I used to make videos that I didn't color correct. For example, here's what my original clip of my last video journal setup looked like. And here's what it looks like once I edited it. Massive difference. And all I had to do was adjust a few settings. All I had to do was slide the bar a little bit. Like my exposure, I just put that up like 0.3 or 0.5%. It's not that hard, but it's something that I didn't do because I was so intimidated by it. But you just have to find the style of editing you want to do, whether you want to have your stark white pages or more of like a natural thing. But just lightening up the clips, even just 0.5%, make a world of difference, as I just showed you. Now, the last thing I want to touch upon is audio. Now, if you know me, you know I hate recording voiceovers with a burning passion. I despise them. However, I think they are essential for me because I get to add my own personality into my art videos, which are, as I said, my favorite videos to film. And you don't get to see my face, you just get to watch my hand spend 17 hours on a journal. But they are something that I think adds personality to my videos, and that's why I continue to do them, even though some of my older videos, you'll notice, don't have voiceovers, and then some of them randomly do. It just kind of was like what mood I was in at the time. However, you might not want to do a voiceover. So I know a lot of people do text voiceovers. So they put a little bar at the bottom and they write whatever thing they want to say on the bottom of the screen, and that works for them. And it keeps the video super relaxing. You can just listen to the chill music, read their voiceover, watch them do their art. But for me, it's one, I'm lazy. So I would much rather suffer through recording my own voice than having to type things at the bottom of the screen. And I read way too fast and I talk too much. And so I don't think I could fit the amount of things that I want to say just in the text box at the bottom, because I never shut up, okay? I have too many things to say. It's just, I need to say the words I want to say. And remember, like I said, I am lazy, so lazy, and that also could be called efficient. Yes, I just want to do the least amount of technical things. I just want to do the art, okay? I wish I could just draw and everything was all done for me. But with voiceovers, I have learned that I cannot improv to save my life. For example, this is the second time filming this video because I really thought I could wing it. However, I now have a script that I'm following because, boy howdy, I failed miserably and I spent 45 minutes stumbling over words, versus this time it's running much smoother. So, write an outline, write a script. Now, you don't have to follow word for word what you wrote down. In fact, when I'm recording my voiceovers, I add a lot of like ums or likes because that's how I speak, and I want it to feel natural. You want to feel like you're having a conversation with your audience. Now, this is not something that comes naturally. If you were to listen to my old videos, they're painful. they're so painful to listen to because I sound so awkward, so robotic, so bad. Versus now I'm able to pretend like I'm actually having a conversation with someone versus just talking to an inanimate object like I am right now. And the biggest tip for this is literally practice. You just have to practice. And don't be afraid to re-record your voiceovers or re-record sections of your voiceovers. Not every video is going to be Amanda Rach Lee quality. You can't shoot for that. She's been doing YouTube for like 8 or 9 years, so she has tons of experience, and within those 8 or 9 years, she's had a lot of practice. And so hopefully some of my tips can help you avoid a lot of the mistakes that I made in the beginning. Like lock your autofocus. Just do yourself a favor and make sure that you don't lose. I lost so much footage, you don't even know. Anyways, that is the video. Anyways, I hope you did find some of these tips at least a little bit useful, or if you don't make bullet journal videos, it has inspired you to make bullet journal videos, or if you don't even bullet journal, I hope you appreciate the behind the scenes and how much pain and suffering I go through for my bullet journal videos. If you did like this video and found it helpful, please do give it a like. Comment down below, maybe let me know any tips and tricks that you've learned from making your bullet journal videos, or just let me know anything in the comments. I just love the comment section. I love reading and responding to people. If you want to see more from me, please do consider subscribing to my channel. I post bullet journal videos every single month, as well as some lifestyle content, just kind of whatever I feel like posting, honestly, but it's a fun time and I hope that you stick around. Thank you once again for watching, and I will hopefully see you in the next one. Bye guys!